is not antagonistic towards the skiffle. The attack is going to come from the gender equality and from the gay and lesbian lobby. Those are the two groups that are going to attack the bill. Is the bill watertight enough to withstand it?
The question that is asked is whether the bill is watertight enough to sustain attacks from the gay lobby and the gender equality groups.
I just want to add one thing to the usual list of suspects. There are three. Yes, the gays, the gender equality, and there's another one. The opponents of the bill. The opponents of the bill are already, and this is not hearsay, the opponents of the bill, one of them, very prominent, has actually gone through the motion of getting someone married in court with a contract that has every possible un-Islamic clause. Every possible un-Islamic clause. Eventually he will want to use that in order to undermine this particular system here. There are some very devious things happening. So the opponents of the bill will be along with the gay lesbian lobby, along with the gender equality lobby, and it's a very, we have strange bedfellows that are made in these times. But these people have intersecting interests, so there they are on. Really to come to the question, I wish I could say yes. I cannot say yes. I wish it was completely watertight. There is a certain area of risk that's left. There is a certain area that there remains the possibility of constitutional challenge under this bill as under the common law system right now, which is why we had to have a deregistration clause. We had to have some kind of outlet that if it changes, then we want out. So some of us will feel that, look, because of the risk, I'd rather stay out. I don't want to run the risk. Some of us are a bit more optimistic and say, we know that they will challenge, but every challenge doesn't necessarily result in the remedy that says strike it down. So we're hoping that if there should be a challenge, we will be able to launch a defense in the Constitutional Court, which will uphold the law as it is. To give an example, the whole idea of equality. They say that the wife will go and ask, I'm equal to the husband in terms of the Bill of Rights, and therefore I also want the right of talaq. This question has been pondered and considered by legal scholars, non-Muslim legal scholars, for quite some time now. Because they were investigating. Remember, 15 years ago the issue came out. Crony and Heaton are the authors of one of the most popular textbooks on South African family law. In there, they raise the issue that within a religious marriage, equality is normally different from equality in a secular marriage. And then they ask, will a court uphold equality in a formal sense of whatever he gets, she gets, or in what they call the substantive sense, where the equality is determined by the particular religion to which they belong? Crony and Heaton says they believe substantive equality will be upheld and not formal equality. In other words, when the wife says, there's a nice side to it. If you're going to sit in Vita, you have 3 months of paid leave in force by the Constitutional Court. But if they don't envisage this will happen. There's another interesting writer, he has a blog online, constitutionally speaking, his name is Pierre de Vos. He used to be at UUCSA, constitutional law expert at UUCSA, and now he's at UCT. He's also, yes, I'm aware of that. He does have a different sexual orientation. On his blog, he ponders the question as to whether polygamy will stand the constitutional challenge. And he comes to the solution, but remember, all of this is predicting. He feels, the way he reads it, if the Customary Marriage Act is properly understood and properly implemented, he does not feel that polygamy will be regarded as unconstitutional, but that still remains to be seen. These are legal scholars making predictions. We don't quite know whether it will stand the challenge. So we are honest in saying that it's not 100%. We believe perhaps 95. I'd even like to be over-optimistic and say 99%. I cannot be dishonest and tell you 100%. I cannot be. So we tried, we actually factored that in, and therefore we needed to have, we do not want Muslims to live under a law which says that 2 Muslim males can marry. No, that's going to be absolutely reaching down to the roots of our being. In such a case, if they want to change the law that way, they might change it. We will withdraw from it, and not 1 or 2 of us, as I said, we will mobilize and go in our hundreds of thousands to deregister. No protest can, inshallah, be louder than that.
Questions worthy of note in the other sessions. One of the perhaps just repeat it and shortly answer.
Other questions of note in the other session, you don't want to hear them, they want nice questions at all. I don't know any of the brothers that were present in the other sessions questions. There are many other questions that were raised elsewhere. There were some very nice things said as well. Can you think of anything that was a question that was asked elsewhere? 3 days of constant engaging like this has left my brain quite tired right now already. And you can see I'm not the only one. All the other people who attended, it's either we've covered everything or we have forgotten. I cannot think of anything right now. Nothing? Okay, then.
If I could perhaps ask a question, if I as a layman follow what UUCSA suggests and support the bill, but it turns out on the day of Qiyamah that you were wrong, what is my standing with Allah?
If UUCSA was disingenuous in this regard, if they were fooling the people, then they will be responsible in front of Allah Ta'ala. But these gatherings show that there's nothing disingenuous about it. We want to come out, we want to put it to you, we want to make the word available to you. Anyone can read it and understand our reasons for entering it. So if we fooled you, we can't fool Allah. But if we have tried our level best, then Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam teaches us that when an alim does his level best and he makes a mistake, he's still rewarded for it. There's going to be no... I have to give over, I have an order. Merely touching my hand is an order. But if there's one little thing, one brother asked a question, one of the not so nice questions, but he asked the question, when this thing goes to the Supreme Court, will the ulama's word hold there, the Sharia ulama's word, or the Constitution? So I asked him, brother, he was also one of those who asked him left. But my comment upon it was, why do we want to invoke the authority of the ulama there, but when the ulama speak here, then we don't want to listen? When the bulk of the ulama of the country have taken a certain direction, then we say, no, forget them, I don't listen to the ulama. When it comes to the Constitutional Court, the ulamas have word book of our court. The same ulama who speak here will be the ulama who speak there. I give over to our senior Shaykh Abdul Hamid, the president.